Are you ready for the task economy? So everyone is familiar with the job economy and the gig economy, right? I mean, the job economy is you have jobs and you can have multiple jobs and you can have multiple jobs from multiple places. And the gig economy is things like Uber, where you can have a job or not a job, but you get a gig and you complete the gig and the gig is done and then you get paid for the gig. But if you ask me, and I think Elon Musk and Rishi Sunak talked about this at their big AI summit, is that he was talking about how AI could be the end of work. Now, I kind of disagree a little bit with that because I think it's just the end of a job. Because if you ask me, what we're going to see is something that's beyond the gig economy. We've got the job economy and the gig economy, but we're going to see something completely new called the task economy. And the reason why we're going to get task economies is that because we have specific tasks that human beings can do well, and we have specific tasks that AI can do well. So currently, we're in this weird situation where we have human beings doing things that AI can do better, and we have AI doing things that human beings can do better. So I think there's going to be some kind of a shake-up there. So here's what I'm envisioning for the future of work. In the task economy, this is the way it's going to work, is that we're going to have dispatchers. So right now in the gig world, we have dispatchers. And what dispatchers do is they take a task, or not a task, a gig, and they put it somewhere in a marketplace where someone can perform the gig. They go up there and they say, oh, this is an interesting gig, I will perform the gig. So they take the gig and they perform the gig. So these dispatchers are going to morph and go beyond simply dispatching gigs to dispatching specific tasks. So here's an example. A task or a job will be thrown into the dispatcher's queue. The dispatcher will go in and split this job up into chunks, job or gig up into chunks, some things that are better done by humans and some things that are better done by AI. The humans will do their part, AI will do their part. Some will be done in parallel, some will be done in serial. But the jobs will be allocated, and this may or may not be an AI dispatcher. It may also be a human dispatcher with an AI dispatcher, probably a centaur dispatcher. We'll assign the jobs as they should be assigned. And here's an example of what it would be like. Say I'm walking along and I'm walking towards the park, and I'm walking along and there's just happens to be a bit of a mess in the park. Maybe there's some leaves there. It will know where I am, it'll know what I'm doing, and it'll send me a task. It'll say, hey Chris, you're walking to the park. Would you be interested in cleaning up this area of the park for X number of points? And these points could be turned in for food and rent and whatever. So what would happen is I would say, I accept this task, and it was sent to me because I happened to be in the right place at the right time, and I was a human being, and I can do, as a human being, that particular task. Now, if I didn't have the physical ability to complete that task, it wouldn't have assigned it to me. It would have assigned it to somebody else who just happened to be walking by. I go I find the tool locker. It tells me where the tool locker is. I open up the tool locker. It opens for me, only me. I pull out the tools. I clean up. It can detect that things are cleaned up. It can detect that I'm moving around and cleaning things up. And then I drop everything back in. It locks, and boom, I get my points. By the same token, the AI could say, well, here's some analysis. Here's some processing. Here's some writing I need you to do. Something that only a human can do. Maybe a human needs to analyze this. Maybe a human needs to look at this image and see what it is. It'll send me images on my phone saying, hey, are you interested in looking at, say, 10 images and classifying it for me? Sure, why not? I'm sitting on a park bench. I got nothing better to do. Bing, 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 bing. Here's your 500 points. Thanks. It'll assign things to humans wherever they are, whatever they happen to be doing. So you're not going to have to go to a job or do any specific thing. You're just going to be able to just live your life doing whatever you want. And then the AI or the dispatcher will send the task to you. By the same token, there's probably going to be plenty of AIs and maybe even robots that are out there that the dispatcher is sending tasks to. And the key thing is that it's sending tasks to the people who can do the job or do the task, the best type of entity that can do the task. If it's better done by a robot, it sends it to a robot. If it's better done by an AI, it sends it to a AI. If it's better done by a human, it sends it to a human. That's where we're going. That's the task economy. What do you guys think? Do you think that we're going to get to some kind of task economy? Do you think that's going to happen anytime soon? I'm thinking within the next 5 years. Maybe. Who knows? Check out our new discussion forum on Telegram. It's called the Think Futurium. And the links are in the comments below. And if you want, you can just comment below and let me know what your thoughts are. That's it for me for today. See you next time. And until then, don't forget to think future.